Okay. So those who have the notes, you can double check on it on the notes to read up what the relative cell addressing and the absolute cell addressing is. So we have been practicing them. Well, not both of them. We have been practicing relative, but maybe you did not realize it because I did not tell you the terminologies for them. All right. So we're going to do the activity that is there on the, what is wrong with this thing? Why it not open the something? We are going to do the activity that is there. So those of you who have a device, oh my God, seriously? Huh. Let me just open it on my computer. You're still seeing Excel on my screen?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Okay. All right, so we're doing relative and absolute cell addressing. All right, so as I was saying, we have been practicing this already, but I didn't give you the correct terms. All right, so relative cell addressing is, remember when I made you like type one formula and then you just drag it down and it automatically fill out all of the others? You guys remember that? So like when we were calculating this,
I'm repeat that. I never did hear that.
when we were at school and we were calculating the students' grades and we were checking how much money the person spent and stuff like that on the spreadsheet. And instead of you typing the formula over and over and over again, do you remember when I just made you click on the little end of it like this and just drag it down and it automatically fill out all the answers? Hello?
Mike. Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Oh boy.
Miss, I turn off, Mike.
So that is actually relative cell addressing. It's just that I did not give you the correct name. So we are going to practice. Those who have a system, just type up the information. It's on the practice paper. So in cell A1, it says to type the word program. So we're just following it. Those who don't have a device on, just pay attention. Are you seeing what I'm typing on the screen?
Yes, miss.
All right, and those who have a device, please to type as well. So what this spreadsheet is showing.
Miss, wait, how we have a type, miss?
Pardon me?
How we have a type with the device?
You should have Microsoft Excel. I said if you have Microsoft Excel on a laptop, a tablet or so, you can do it. If you don't have one, just pay attention.
Okay, miss.
All right. So what this Excel is showing is like a college and the types of programs that the students do in the year that they did it, how many persons did it in 2001, 2002, and so on. So I'm going to fill in the figures. So certificate, in 2001, 15 persons did a certificate. 2002, 21 persons. In 2003, 18 persons. Those who are typing, please to type as quickly as possible. Then we have diploma, degree, and postgrad. All right, postgrad is master's or PhD. 500 persons for diploma, 1,200 for that one, 10 for postgrad, 600, 1,100, 15, 18, 700, 900, and 12. All right, those who are typing, when you finish, let me know. Let me just bold these while I'm waiting. I'm going to also border. While I'm waiting, I'm just going to border. So you just highlight everything. Look for this icon right here beside the underline, this one. Click on little arrow and you choose all borders. So notice it has the borders around it now. Let me center these as well. I'm just buying time for those who are typing. The persons who said they had computers and are typing, are you finished? All right, nobody's answering, so I can't know if you're finished, yes or no. Guys, you have to answer. Those of you who are typing, are you finished, yes or no? Huh?
No.
Okay, so I'll give you another minute. And if you notice, currently we're on sheet 1. Remember that spreadsheet is a workbook made up of sheets. So all of this is the workbook, everything made up of sheets, worksheets, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. If you want more, you press this one and it will name it sheet 4. If you want more, you press this, sheet 5, and it continues. All right, so this is not a lot of stuff to type, so I assume we are finished now. All right, so as I said, it's a school and it's showing over the years how many persons did each type of certification or degree. So to find the total, right? The total certificate over the years 2001 to 2003, what function you're going to use to find the total?
Some.
You would use sum. Okay, boy. I want you to look at it and you're going to tell me the entire formula that you would put right here in E2 to find out how many persons did certificate from 2001 to 2003.
Alright, Miss, what I can say, sum equal,
Wait, it's not sum equal, back way. What first? What comes first?
oh, equal,
So it's
sum,
equal sum.
yeah, and, oh,
Somebody help him, what comes next?
Open brackets.
Open bracket. Okay, boy, continue. What would be the cell
uh,
address now?
B2,
B2,
oh, and C2,
But what are you going to
oh,
type? B2, C2, D2?
Colon.
no,
You put a
colon,
colon. Thank you, Candice. The colon means what?
like,
Two.
separating,
Colon means
yes,
two.
yes,
So it's B2 to D2, and then you close the bracket. And you
yes, sir.
press enter, and it tells you the total. So the answer for this one is 54, right?
Right? Yes, miss.
Now, to find each of them, to go right here now, you would have to type another formula, right? It would be equal sum, but this time it would be B3 to D3. To find this one, equal sum, B4 to D4. Next one, equal sum, B5 to D5, right? Everybody get that?
Yes,
That's what
miss.
we have to do, right? However,
Yes.
we have what we call relative cell addressing, which will result in us not having to type the formula over and over and over and over again. But we go to the tail right here. When you see the little plus sign, not the fat one, the small plus sign. Everybody is seeing it? This one at the tail right here.
Yes, miss.
And then you drag
Oh,
it down. What happened when you drag it down?
miss, you get all I answer them
It
see.
gives
Good.
everything.
So that is why I was telling you that we already did relative cell addressing. It's just that we did not use the appropriate terminology, all right? So relative cell addressing is when you basically copy one formula to other cells. But if you notice, it not just copy the formula and it automatically change the formula. So it's not like it's going to still make this one be B2 to D3. If you notice right here in the formula bar, or let me double click it, it automatically changes it to B3 to D3. You go on this one, it automatically changes it to B4 to D4. If you go on this one, it automatically changed it from D5 to D5. So that's called
What?
relative cell addressing. All right?
Yes, miss.
Good?
Yes, miss.
All right, so now we are going to, so this is sheet 1.
Yes, miss.
We're going to rename it. So you right click on sheet 1 to rename it. You right click on it and select rename. So we're going to call it relative cell addressing. You can call it, you see, it can go up to a lot of characters because this is a long name. Relative cell addressing. Everybody is good?
Yes, miss.
Yes,
All right, so we're going to go on sheet 2. So those who are following, let's go to sheet 2. So remember, we are learning relative cell addressing and absolute cell addressing. So now we are going to do absolute cell addressing. So if you have the activity that I sent, that's the same thing we are using. So if you notice in cell A1, we have original weight. I need to zoom it in, it's too small. Can you see better? Oh, I'm gone too far. You see? All right, original weight in cell B1, net weight. All right, under this now we have 100, 150, 200, 250. And then all the way over in D2, you're going to type reduction. And in E2, you're going to type 15. All right. I know that we have some very smart students here. So can anybody look at this table right here? Let me add some borders to it so that it's more visible. Let me border it up. Can anybody look on this table and tell me what you, wait, I'll leave off this. Okay. Anybody and tell me what this table is about. Just look at it and see if you can discover what it's about. Anyone? Nobody can analyze the table? All right, so obviously it's weighing some things, right? The weight of the first thing is 100, the second is 150, next is 200, and the next one is 250. Now the net weight, just like when persons get their salary, you have your gross and your net. So the original weight is before a tax or before something is taken out of it, and the net weight is after something is taken out of it. So you get a salary, you get the original salary, right? They get $100,000. But out of that salary, you pay $3,000 for NIS. How much would you have left from your salary? So your salary is 100,000 and you pay $3,000 for tax. for NIS tax, how much would you have left in for your pay?
Miss 97,000.
So your pay would now be 97,000. So your original pay would be 100,000. Your net pay would be 97,000 because your net pay is after they take out whatever deductions they have to take out of it. Could be more than one thing. That is your net pay. All right, follow that?
Yes,
It's the
Miss.
same thing with this table, but it's just that it's doing it with weights. So these are the original weights, and our job is to calculate the net weight. Now, if you notice over here, it says reduction is how much?
15.
15. That means that each weight is going to do what?
15 is going to minus from the different weights, from the original weights.
Very good. So for each original weight, you're going to take away 15 from it to get the net weight. Hey boy, you're following that? Huh?
Yeah, not quite, miss, not quite.
All right, so it's a reduction. Reduction mean reduced, right? So you have
Yes, miss.
100, the first weight is 100, and it's a reduction, which means you're going to take away 15 from it to get the net weight, which is, the net is what you get after you have taken out taxes or whatever it is. So you're going to take away 15 from each of them. All right?
Yes, miss.
What would be the formula to take away? To take away the 15 from them, from the first one, what would be the formula? Anybody? Come on, guys. What would be the formula? You're taking away this from this. What's the formula? I didn't say function, I said what's the formula? Because there's no function for minus. Guys, you must at least know. You must at least know, say every formula and function begin with an equal sign. Macy was the one who said you're going to take away the 15 from each of these to get the net weight. So what is the formula to do that? Everybody is dumbstruck. What all formulas begin with, students?
Mr. Equal sign.
So if I even that's you can't tell me.
Miss equal.
Equal, what are you taking away now? What we said we're taking away?
15 from the original weight.
All right, so the first weight is in which cell?
A2.
So it's going to be A2, take away, where is the 15?
E2.
Take
E2.
away E2. Enter. So we get 85, is that correct?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Miss.
All right. So look at what we're going to do now. We're going to try it first with the relative cell addressing, right? And we're going to drag it down, and then you're going to tell me if we get the right answers. Look at the other answers.
No, Miss.
Them there look correct?
No, Miss.
No, because you notice this give back 150, this give back 200, this give back 250. Because remember, when we did the relative cell addressing over here, it automatically changed the cell addresses. So that is what is happening here. So it's going to change this one too. Because this first one was A2 take away E2. So what do you think is going to change this one too? Because it automatically changed the cell address. So if this is A2 take away E2, the next one is going to be what?
A3 minus E2.
A3 minus E3. And this one is going to be what?
A4 minus E.
And the last one is
A5.
take away E5. But look over here. So anything in E5?
Nope.
Anything
No,
in
Miss.
E4?
Nope.
No.
Anything in E3?
Nope.
And so that is why it basically minus 0 from the figure. So that's why it gives it back, right? So I'm going to delete these. And this is how absolute cell addressing comes in now. Absolute cell addressing is used when you don't want a particular cell address to change. So which cell address we don't want to change?
E2.
E2. We don't want the E2 to change, all right? So when we don't want a cell address to change, all you do is put a $sign around it. So we don't want E2 to change, so we put $. So $1 in front and one behind. Everybody see that?
Thank you.
So we don't want it to change, so we put a $, and we put it around the letter alone, all right? So we don't want E2 to change, so we put $2, one in front of the E and one behind the E. We still have our 85. Now I'm going to drag it down. What happened now? Are we getting the correct answers?
Yes, Miss.
Yeah.
So let's look at this one. What's the cell address? What's the formula?
Equal A3 minus $E $2.
All right, look at this one now. Equal.
A4 minus $E
So you notice the first, this one is changing, you know. So it's changing from A2 to A3 to A4 to A5, but the E2 does not change. Everybody see that?
Yes, miss.
So that is absolute cell addressing. So relative cell addressing is when it doesn't matter if the cell changed because you really want it to change, like what we did earlier. But when you have a case where you have a particular cell that you don't want the value of the cell to change, you want it to remain constant. Constant meaning it stays the same throughout the entire spreadsheet. You put $signs around it. And this is called absolute cell addressing. So I'm going to rename my sheet to, right click and select rename, and I'm going to name it absolute cell addressing. And that's it. Oh, this not spelled properly. Absolute. I left out the U. All right, so this is where we'll stop for today. In the next class, we're going to pick up where we're going to look at two new functions. We're going to look at VLOOKUP function and the rank function. So we have covered quite a number of functions. In the next class, we're going to, which is Wednesday, right? We're going to look at VLOOKUP and rank function. So those of us who can download Microsoft Excel on our phones and can
Okay.
use it to follow and type in the things while we're doing it, please to do so. If you can't, then
Yes.
we just pay attention and follow. All right, so before we go there, I want somebody to quickly, as we wrap up, the only thing we did new today was relative and absolute cell addressing, because you would have done count if function, max, min, and those things in classes before school closed, right? So I want somebody to quickly tell me what's the difference between relative cell addressing and absolute cell addressing before we go.
Absolute cell addressing is when one of the cell address doesn't change. You don't want it to change. And relative cell address is when it constantly changes.
All right, very good. What do you do? Next question, what do you do to prevent the cell from changing? You want a cell to remain constant, you don't want it to change. What do you do with that cell to prevent it from changing? You just did it.
Miss, I can
Anybody?
repeat, please.
What do you do to prevent the cell? If you're doing absolute cell addressing, Candice just said, absolute cell addressing is when you have a cell that you want to remain constant, and relative is when you use it when the cell is constantly changing. It's not remaining the same. So my question is, what do you do to a cell to make sure that it remains constant, to make sure that it doesn't change? Guys,
What do you do to
go to the
extend?
cell to make sure that it doesn't change and it remain the same.
Um, uh,
Put a dollar
Around it.
sign around.
Thank you. Oh my God. We just did it. Oh, we can't believe this. We did at school at the same thing. We did home at the same thing. Oh my. So, if you want a cell to remain constant, meaning you don't want it to change throughout, you put $2 signs on it, one in front, one
Oh, one.
behind. And that would make the cell stay the same for whatever you're doing. All right? So on
Okay.
Wednesday, we're going to continue with Microsoft Excel. As I said before, we're doing the rank function and the VLOOKUP functions. All right? So that's what we're doing for next class on Wednesday. Please to continue to stay safe, stay inside, and do that which is necessary for you to not get coronavirus. All right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Miss.
Have a good day, and I'll see you on Wednesday.
Yes,
Same to
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Bye, Macy.